Hello everyone and welcome back to another video game video. Today I'm just here giving my thoughts on the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 plus Pro Skater 2 remake. Um, Basically, long story short, the game is amazing. It's awesome. I'm having a blast with it. Picked it up on I think I pre-ordered it like a month ago. Got the warehouse demo, played that for quite a bit, and then unlocked it Friday at like midnight, and I played it for like 2 hours that night, and then had to go to work the next day. But I've been playing it over the weekend, so I've been playing it for like all day, pretty much Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like this probably be like 4 or 5 days now, and it's awesome. Just gonna be giving my thoughts on the game here. So I have a list of kind of the cool things I liked about it. First up was the price. The price, I think on Epic Store I paid like $39.99 for it, so $40. I was expecting this to be more. I was expecting this to be like a $50 or $60 game. Glad it's 40, but you definitely get a lot of game for your $40. You get, the full Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and then Pro Skater 2 experience. You get a ton of extra stuff you get to unlock. There's a whole like new challenge system. They've like updated the goals to reflect the reverts being in the game. So reverts were part of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, and they've added them into Pro Skater 1 and Pro Skater 2. If you don't want to use reverts or even manuals, you can actually disable those and go with a like either Pro Skater 1 or Pro Skater 2 control setup. So Pro Skater 1 control setup will basically like remove both reverts and manuals. Pro Skater 2 setup will remove the reverts. So you can make the game more challenging with that if you want to. But I was really kind of unsure how I felt about reverts being in the game because I remember early when in development there was a video, and I think it was with. Oh, I mean, I guess it wasn't that early. It was like maybe like back in like April or May. There was a video of Jack Black and Tony Hawk, and you're just playing the game, playing in the warehouse level, talking about doing reverts, and I was just like, oh, okay, reverts are gonna be in the game, and I kind of have a love-hate relationship with reverts. I think they made the game, at least in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, they made the game too easy. Like you could basically just get like a huge combo right away off of one set of tricks with the revert, and basically pretty much always, if you were good enough, be able to get the six score on any level just off one combo. So I mean, I liked it, but then also I felt it made uh, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 too easy, and then in 4 they kind of updated the goals to kind of reflect that a little bit more. Um, but I'm here to say that the reverts in the remake are actually pretty good, and they've updated the goals to reflect that there's okay, now there's these reverts in these levels. There's going to be a ton of combos that are just going to be like huge. I'm sure a lot of you saw the like, billion point combo runs when the demo was out. I can't hit those, but basically, I was kind of worried that the reverts would just make the game too easy. But I'm glad that they kind of adjusted the goals to kind of reflect that. So there's that. There's just tons of skaters to choose from. So I usually always just create my own skater. Back in Pro Skater 2, I was probably mostly always using Rodney Mullen anyway. But basically, played a couple levels as Tony Hawk because I think he's kind of like one of the default characters. And then I went through the Create a Skater editor, created my skater, and then I've been playing with that character basically ever since. Leveling that character up is you earn stats a little bit differently than you did in the original game. So in these levels, you find stat points. You can actually just use the stat point. You get those stat points and you just apply them to whatever category you want. Originally, I think you spent money on them, so you would earn money in the game by finding money in game or winning tournaments or the skate tournaments, and then using those to purchase additional things like statistics. So I think they've made that a little bit different. The goals now in each level, so there's no more goal as far as I can tell where it said find all the gaps and find all the money. Now it's just I think they've added some other stuff to it. But if you go into like the free skate mode, it'll say like, hey, there's a challenge where if you complete all the goals in Hangar, you get this or that. The challenge system is really cool. So there's various challenges that will unlock different stuff like different boards, different grip tape, different wheels, different clothing. And those challenges, once you do it, it'll say like, "Hey, you completed a challenge." And when you're not playing the level anymore, you go to that thing, you kind of redeem the challenge. You get experience points and sometimes money for those as well, which you can then use to purchase additional like boards and things like that. So that is all good in there. What else do we have? The challenges. There's just tons of stuff to unlock. Played a couple multiplayer games, and multiplayer feels really good. It feels like I've gotten into games fairly quickly. And I think like first game out, I was kind of expecting to lose just because it was like, I think it was like a score challenge where it was like first player to hit or get past this score wins, and I actually ended up winning. I was I was thinking I was just gonna do terrible because I seen these million point combo runs on YouTube and stuff, and I was just like, I'm definitely not gonna win this just because I'm not that good at the game. I think I'm adequate, but I'm not, I'm not amazing at these games. I can usually do most of the stuff in the games pretty well, but I've never really been good at like just doing almost like endless combos and stuff like that. So I was kind of surprised with that. There's a bunch of different modes. There's like combo attack, score attack, graffiti, where you're basically skating on various objects, and I believe basically you do a trick on a certain object, and then you tag it with your color, and then your opponent goes over it. If they do a bigger trick on that same thing, like let's say I do a grind on a rail that's worth 1,000 points, somebody comes by, so I do that 1,000 point grind, and then let's say my color is blue, turns that object blue in the game for other people to see, and then somebody else goes over, let's say they get 1,100 points, and then changes to their color, and the object is to have the most objects with your color at the end of the time limit. So multiplayer, I just done like quick play stuff. There is local multiplayer as well. I haven't actually tried that yet, but the multiplayer feels really fun. It doesn't feel like competitive at all to me. It just feels like because you're more or less competing with yourself, even though there are other players that you're actually competing with to get higher scores. You're still trying to get the highest combo that you can or the highest score that you can. So even when you lose, it still feels like a really fun experience. So the multiplayer is really great. There's free skates, where it's basically what they call park tours, and park tours are there's three of them. So there's one for the first two games, so Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, and then there's the third park tour, which is your free skate, single session, stuff like that. And the cool thing with free skate is a lot of that stuff is just open to begin with. You don't have to basically unlock all the levels in order to actually unlock free skate. A lot of the free skate stuff is you can just go there, and let's say I want to do Venice Beach. I can just go in and go right to Venice Beach without having to have unlocked it in career mode. So that's really good. The graphics are pretty good as well. This is kind of like the remake that I didn't really know I wanted, because I busted out the original game. I have it right here. Like a couple times a year, just play this. I play this on either like my PS2, or I've actually got it on my PSP as well. And it's just the kind of game where I can just like relax, do a few like not even just the challenges or anything like that or the level goals. Just go around doing free skate or things like that and just having a blast. Um, this game, I think it's like 21 years now that the series has been around, and it's quite amazing how well these games, like the originals, actually hold up. Um, the second one more so than the first one, because the first one I think they were just kind of like it was the very first one. It was a lot of fun. It was pretty amazing. But then when they did two, I think two is like a near perfect game at this point. It's I don't know exactly where I rank it in my top like 10 games. I think it's easily top five for me of all time is the second game. And then it's just I'm just loving this experience that they've given us here. Um, like I said, there's already did the control settings. You can create a park. I haven't done that yet. I've done some of they have fabricated parks that you can just skate around on. I did played around on a few of those. I actually haven't built a park yet, but I did create my skater and all that. Um, there's a one minor issue I have with the game, and this is kind of like my only con with the game right now, is when you bail, like after the audio and the music will just kind of slightly drop out. So the music volume will just slightly drop whenever you bail. I find that to be kind of annoying, kind of distracting a little bit. But that's really like my only issue with the game is that very minor thing. And if that bothers you, what you can do is you can like just mute the music in the game, and I have the soundtrack to the first three games on my computer, so I can just play those over like iTunes or something like that. I believe there's also like a Tony Hawk Spotify playlist. You can just play that and have the music in the game muted. One other thing I really like with the music is normally in the original game, at least in the second game, if you decided to restart the level, it would skip the song you're on and it would go to another song generally. This one, the audio, the song, if you want to continue listening to that song, it'll continue playing until the song ends. So if you get like halfway through a song and the level ends, that song will continue to play as you like are like loading into like the next level or restarting your run and that kind of thing. So that's all I can really say about the game is just that this remake is it's more than I expected it to be, and it's I think right now it's my game of the year. So there's that. I haven't played a ton of new games this year, but this is probably the game I was looking forward to the most, just because I really like the original two games or the original three games, I should say. I hope that they do either like I'm hoping DLC for the levels from three, and they can add those in as DLC. Some people were speculating maybe we'll get a remaster of three and four. I don't know if I would really like that as much as just DLC because to me four is kind of where the game started to go downhill a little bit for me. Like the goals and the challenges just got kind of weird in that game. And then after that, I liked Underground. Underground two are both really good, but there's a bunch of like I think like the first three games are kind of like the Tony Hawk trilogy, if you will, is just probably like one of the best video game experiences I think I've like ever played. And I would like to be able to play the levels in three again, with updated graphics and all that. There'd be no real gameplay changes because the only thing three added into the game was a revert, and they've already put that in the remaster anyway. But some of the level design in three is just amazing. Even though the locations got weird, like you're skating in an airport, which you wouldn't really ever be able to do. I feel the locations in the first two games were more realistic. I guess like the ball is kind of weird just because like you probably wouldn't be allowed to skate in a ball or anything like that. But I feel like the levels like the school levels and the hangar and the warehouse are very much like actual like would be locations that you would actually go and skateboard for real in real life. But all I can say about the remake is it's definitely worth it. It's amazing, um, and I'm really loving it. So I'm gonna hopefully try to make some videos of just be kind of skating around, maybe playing some multiplayer games. I just need to figure out the proper settings to record that on because I think I tried to record the game when I first got it, and I think I was trying to stream it or record it at like a too high of like a frame rate or too high of like a resolution. I might have to downsample it a little bit. But I'm definitely gonna try to get some Tony Hawk 1 and 2 videos up here, hopefully within the next week or so. Just me kind of messing around, maybe playing some multiplayer, maybe just doing some free skate or maybe some career mode stuff like that. But that's good for this video. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching, and take care.